17-year WoW addict gives honest opinion on FFXIV, and I noticed that he actually showed an image of Alphino like age progressed into the future. So that's pretty cool how apps are able to do that now. You can just use an app and it will show you like what a character would look like after they're grown up. So that's pretty cool that he was able to include that on the thumbnail. I really I thought that was neat. Okay.
Growing up, I was always a huge fan of Final Fantasy, especially 7. From Crisis Core on PSP to even Advent Children. Yes, the movie. 10 out of 10. I always knew that the Final Fantasy genre had a strong reputation in gameplay and story. However, when it came to the MMO, Final Fantasy XIV, I thought it was uncomparable to WoW. The God MMO. But expansions to expansion, WoW kept.
Look, I felt the same. Okay, I have very similar background. I was extremely obsessed with World of Warcraft, and in my opinion, there was never going to be a game that would ever be better than the only game I cared about, the only thing I cared about in my life, World of Warcraft.
Disappointing everyone. The cycle continued, as well as Blizzard never listening to their loyal players. This is how the famous MMO lost its reputation. I'll show you 3 simple steps of what the main problem was.
Okay.
A new expansion is now publicly announced, and the beta is released. Players spend countless of hours on beta, testing the game out and point out all the problems.
Okay, so he's showing Shadowlands as an example, but I think that he did say, or at least it's assumed, that this is not just a problem that's begun in Shadowlands. Okay, this is like what he's about to describe, and I know what he's about to say. This is a cycle that has repeated itself over many expansions.
The game is now released, and the problems are still there.
What is this fate? What is that Anduin? What?
Out all the problems that exist.
Wait a minute.
The game is now released.
Is this from the story? Is Anduin okay?
And the problems are still there. For months and months. Players keep pointing out to Blizzard that this must be changed, but it is simply ignored.
Okay.
Majority of the players quit now. Then, Blizzard starts making changes at the end of expansion to save their player base. Hey, we're making good changes. You guys can come back now. And does this work? Yes, it actually works for the majority of the loyal fans that played.
So, because this is something that happens a lot, and not just in beta. Whenever they release a game, they get a buttload of feedback from the players that there's something wrong with whatever kind of system that they've implemented into the game, and because that players tend to come back after they fix the problems, they put in fixes to problems that should have been there from the very beginning. It stands to reason that these problems are actually put in there intentionally, so that way later in the life cycle of the expansion, they can put in the fix and get players to come back. So it's intentionally broken so they can profit more on the same content.
This game for years.
That's a conspiracy theory, but I mean...
That's the 915 is gonna be great, and you'll come back crawling, you betrayer. That's right. You just wait, you'll see.
Some do manage to leave from this toxic relationship, but many are still trapped.
Okay.
The endless cycle is continued. However, not for me. Today, I would like to share a story with you of how I became the warrior of Chad. August 8, 2021.
Okay.
Many of the WoW veterans were already migrating to other worlds. Even for me at the time, I was playing Lost Ark off-stream on a Russian server, with a bit of classic TBC to continue my copium journey.
Well,
I was in a battleground farming honor points, along with the daily messages. Savix, would you ever consider trying Final Fantasy XIV? And I would simply reply with, the game looks bland and it's unappealing to me. For some reason, I was pretty close-minded in trying Final Fantasy XIV. Then, on that same day, I was reacting to videos because of how boring this honor farm was. And the video that was requested was called 15-Year WoW Nerds First Impression of Final Fantasy XIV PvP. My viewers
PvP?
knew I was a PvP fiend,
Oh no.
so they threw in a little bait. and
Oh
it
no.
worked.
Oh no.
I told everyone that day that I would try
Okay.
Final Fantasy XIV. And with a little bit of push from my friends, I was in. I needed to see what this game was all about. Savix Adventure of Final Fantasy XIV Episode 1 has started.
Okay.
For a couple of days,
I'm a little worried because he's like, I love PvP. I'm a hardcore PvP player. And I'm like, okay.
played the game off stream, so I wouldn't have any distractions. I wanted to fully experience and immerse myself into this game, then give it a rating, since I've heard so many mixed comments about it. It was a new beginning in this world called Eorzea. The game was not bad at all. It was nothing like I imagined. When I said the game looked unappealing and bland, what was I thinking? This game is a piece of art.
Well, we see G pose here. I mean the G shade rather. We see G shade already installed. That'll
was a
fix the bland and unappealing problem.
Breath of air. And it reminded me of how fun it is to try and explore in a new game. I did also run into a few problems, such as being way too used to WoW's interface. For some reason, I found it very difficult to navigate in this UI, especially the map. I cannot get around Oda. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Another thing I noticed right away was a lot of reading. This game had a lot of reading, and I suck at reading. Honestly speaking, playing this game really helped me improve my reading skills.
That's great.
And slowly but surely, I understood what
I also had a very difficult time adjusting to the UI in Final Fantasy 14 when I came over from WoW. Like, it still is a bit of a pain in the ass. It's one of the things that I wish that they would fix. Mostly nowadays, like in in-game, the things that are frustrating to deal with are like NPC menus whenever you need to turn in stuff. Like a perfect example is the relic weapon journey, where you have to go and like there's several different quests in an order that you need to pick up, and it's hard to tell which step you need to be on next for which job. And like turning it all in is a mess, and like sometimes you need to have your weapon in your inventory and sometimes you need to have it on your character, and oh my god, like it's there are some things there that could be ironed out a little bit. Okay.
kind of MMO this was, and I for sure fell in love with it. The little details it had amused me, especially the fact that it showed rings when you equipped it.
Yeah, that was nice.
I know it's something stupid.
Too bad there's not enough glamour space for rings, earrings. Like who is able to collect jewelry? I don't know.
But in what game do rings show, as well as neck pieces? I thought it was so cool.
It is cool.
I progressed and learned more about this game every day. I even ended up watching an hour 30-minute documentary of how this MMO was recreated due to its failure back in 2010. This allowed them to create one of the most epic trailers, A Realm Reborn, A New Beginning.
Oh, it is so good.
Even watching it now, it's so epic.
I got chills
I've
just
seen
watching
this
it.
so many times now.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it is so good.
If you haven't seen this trailer yet, you should definitely go watch it. Worth it.
It's so cool.
And I am so sorry, but I have to pause the video here.
What? No.
From this documentary,
Okay.
I learned how much these developers actually cared about the game and their fanbase. I loved how open they were to the audience, and big respect to Yoshi P for not tying down their players to play their game. In fact, in the newer interviews, he was encouraging players to explore and try out new games. Where in my other game that I used to play, I felt like we were being abused, and there was no time for other games. Not until this moment.
Doesn't work like that.
My journey
but-
continued throughout.
That's how I tried to convince my mom. One time, my mom came up to my dorm at college, and she was trying to have an intervention with me because I was failing my classes because all I was doing was playing World of Warcraft. And she was like, "All right, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to watch you delete the game. And I'm like, all right, I will do that. You're right. I will delete the game. I will delete it right now. Just watch me. Did what he did just here. And I'm like, oh, that was really hard. It was really hard, but I did what I had to do, Mom. Thanks for coming here and knocking some sense into me. All right.
About the great expansions. And along the way, I've met and made so many new friends. And I would like to thank them all from the bottom of my heart for giving me one of the best experiences. We visited houses together, took a lot of pictures, went to the Golden Saucer, raced our chocobos, and my grass-fed organic Omega Boy made me proud.
That's sweet.
I'll never forget that 12-hour Bahamas run. Oh man, that was a trip. And big shoutouts to Mada K for teaching me and Miso the legendary fights. I even downloaded Heaven's Fall Simulator to master one of the fights. It actually helped me get so good at landing those. I guess you could say I nailed it. Okay, before we move on, I want to show you guys this mock. Look at it, it's so cool. These white people happy. I cannot get over how cool he looked. I also had the honors to attend to these beautiful weddings. Congratulations to all of you guys and thank you for having me. And not to forget the jumping puzzles. They are omega fun to do and super addicting. Mother K also sucks at this. And last but not least, 1v1 duels. From what I witnessed, Alice was farming everyone as a samurai. Even me. But I got one clean win as a ninja against her. Easy peasy. There is so much more to this game than any other. It felt like a complete MMO. I couldn't think of anything that this game did not have. Maybe you guys could answer that in the chat.
What does this game not have? What does this game not have? It doesn't have Mythic Plus, and it doesn't have a butt slider. It doesn't have a butt slider. Yeah, that's what it needs.
This game was not about doing laps around Dalaran or Orubos waiting for queues. It had so much more, and the social aspect to this game was amazing. Time to time, we would sit down in our FC and share stories, or even talk about life. It's going to sound funny, but I felt so connected to my online friends, especially during the pandemic. And finally, I would like to thank the whole Final Fantasy XIV community for being one of the best communities out there. So far, I have not ran across a single toxic behavior. Literally zero. Where in other games, I would receive hateful messages time to time. Hats off to you guys.
Down, dude. Down, dude.
And I guess the right way to close off the video is giving it my opinion, since that is the reason I started playing this game. I actually have a lot of things I would like to say, but I will keep it short. Starting from the story, I think the story is amazing. I did my best in this video to not put in any spoilers at all. I wanted to show a lot of epic scenes, but that is for you to try out when you play this game, or if you decide to play this game. It is a very long journey.
When? When, not if.
And it is
You will play this game. No, I'm kidding.
worth it. Especially Shadowbringer's ending. There's like a saying for it. If you could go through ARR, you'll love this game. ARR could be the slope that a lot of people have a hard time going through. One of the
Oh.
yes, it actually
What?
works for the majority
no.
of the
Oh, no.
players that played this game.
Oh, I messed it up. Hold up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Where were we? Oh crap.
Was farming everyone.
Okay.
Off the video, if you decide to play this game,
Okay.
especially Shadowbringer's
Sorry.
ending. There's like a saying for it. If you could go through ARR, you'll love this game.
I have the.
ARR could be the slope that a lot of people have a hard time
So
going.
this is what I was looking for that I wanted to show you. So basically, people that don't finish Realm Reborn, people that quit during Realm Reborn, to me, it's like, this is how I see these people. Like, oh, well, I guess it was too slow for me. Oh, I guess I should just quit because I can't handle being so slow for this long and turning in one thing to another person a few more times. So, bye.
Going through. One
It's
of
a
the
boomer
reason
meme.
being is because it's the oldest expansion, and that's the one you start out with. So if you could go through that, the rest is just quality 10 out of 10. For dungeons and raiding, I think, for dungeons at least, it starts kicking off in Stormblood. From Stormblood, I thought the dungeons were super fun and interactive. For raids, they're all good. Every single expansion, every raid is memorable.
Yeah.
The music is 10 out of 10. It sets the tone. When you first fight the primals, oh man, it is so epic. Not over exaggerating. I thought fighting the primals with that music was one of the best things. And also, this game did a fantastic job of scaling you down into any raid content you would like to do that is from the older expansions. And WoW, I remember streamers had to do an event like Project 60 or Project 30, whatever you want to call it. We would basically stop leveling at a certain point to downgrade ourselves. But in this game, if you want to do old content with the item level that existed at that time, you could set that up and go through the raid. It's not going to be exactly the same since abilities changed, but you get the idea of how it was back in the
I think it was Bellular. I think we were watching the Bellular video, was it yesterday, where he was talking about that too, how nice it is just to be able to do minimum item level sync and experience the content as it was meant to be.
And lastly, the PvP.
Okay, here we
I
go.
will be completely honest, PvP is probably the least favorite thing I've had in Final Fantasy. I do not think it is terrible. Maybe I'm just used to WoW. As a DPS, I felt like having 1 CC on a long cooldown, it felt bad.
Yeah.
I want to keep this short because I could talk forever about this. And tanks and healers, they are extremely hard to kill in this game. I guess it's the same as WoW, but you have less CC, and you have to rely heavily on your teammates if you play the 4v4 mode.
Yeah, like I played White Mage in Feast, and you're just not going to be able to kill a healer on your own. Like in Feast, whenever I saw one person attacking me instead of attacking like the whole team's target, I was like, this is fantastic. I hope that he continues to attack me for the rest of the run because he's not going to do anything, and he's pretty much just not helping his team at all by attacking me.
It almost works the same as WoW. You still have to set up kills, but it lacks the potential of being able to carry by yourself, in my opinion. I think that's the best way I could say it. So personally, for me, it is not my favorite thing to do, as well as my goal was to get to level 80, then start PvPing. Because technically, yes, you could start PvPing at level 30. However, you will have a lot of abilities that you have no clue on how to use. So that being said, I will try more PvP now that I'm 80 after my Necromancer title.
What?
PvP was the reason why I started playing this game, but I fell in love with the other things.
Okay.
I will do more PvP though, I promise.
That's so funny that people got him into 14 probably knowing that. Like, 14 isn't like famous for its PvP. Okay, but they were like, oh, you know how we can get him to play FF14? You know how he really loves PvP? Let's all tell him that FF14 is like the best PvP. I'll get him to play it. All right.
I will close it off
Smart.
with there will be more news about PvP in Endwalker live letter, which is very, very soon. So keep in touch with that if you're a PvP fiend.
Yeah.
But for me, I think I'm retiring and becoming a full-time RP player. I know people are gonna laugh at me. Savix rank 1 Red Paladin, downgraded to role-playing Andy. Listen,
What?
roleplay in this game is
What?
is amazing, okay? All the jokes aside, if you're a fan of MMOs, I think you should give Final Fantasy XIV a try.
Wait. So, Savix and Preach are now role-playing mains? What's going on? Like, what is this timeline?
Coming from a long-time MMO player,
What?
I highly recommend it. And that is it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. And
I
subscribe
did
for
like
future
that
content.
video.
Also, I have a second channel, so if you ever want to
Heck
watch
yeah.
my older Final Fantasy journey,
That was
you
great.
can go there and check them out. Thanks.
Blizzard, what have you done? Yeah. That was awesome. Oh my gosh. What a nice video. The timeline is getting weirder and weirder, yeah. But that's good. I'm just thinking of like how cool it is. Wait a minute. Why is your glam like that? Oh, okay. That's.
Everyone start clapping.
I forgot what I was gonna
Start
say.
clapping.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'll play the scene again when I'm level 80 and I've cleared Ultra. This will be the ending right here. Bring the memories back.
Why is your glam like that? That's a message I never want to receive, right? I always want people to be like, hey, your glam looks awesome. If I got a message like, why does your glam look like that? I'd be like, what do you mean? Why does it look so cute? That was awesome. I really enjoyed it. And oh, I remember what I was going to say. So it's really wholesome and like heartwarming, I think, to imagine. We're less than a month from Endwalker right now. And we've got so many people coming to the game and like making videos about their experience with the game, their perspective on the game. And that is awesome. That's super cool. We're all going to get to like, I feel like we have a new, bigger family. And we all get to go into this new experience together.